This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social, and I'm now delighted to be joined by the machine, Anthony Fowler. Anthony, how you doing?
Good, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. Good to hear you doing well. We finally had it announced. You fought with Scott Fitzgerald. Just talk to me about how excited you are to get one of the 3 fights that you mentioned you wanted to have this year finally come to fruition.
Yeah, this is the first one on my list, winning my little wish list. Fitzgerald, Sarafa and Cheeseman, but can't look past Scott. He's a dangerous opponent. He's a power puncher. I'll be on my game and take him to the cleaners.
Talk to you about this rivalry, where did it all stem from? I know there's been a bit of back and forwards between yourself and Scott over social media, not as much as between yourself and Ted Cheeseman, but there's been little bits and pieces. It was very relaxed and calm today, except for the head-to-head.
Yeah, it's one of them, mate. Like, this is my life. If you 154, you're a target for me. Like, I'm gonna take them all out, mate. One by one, I'm gonna climb the ladder till I get to that world title, which I want.
So where did your rivalry with Scott just originally come from? Was it just from the amateur days?
It originated when we both boxed at 154, mate. It's just one of them things. You're in my weight, you're in my way.
I like that saying.
It is what it is.
Now, what are you expecting Scott to bring then? Because I know for yourself, from your amateur days, everybody knows you as aggressive, you like to come forward, you like to fight, and you've carried that on into the professional ranks where you've worked on your defensive skill set as well. Is there any worries at all that because of the passion and the rivalry that you and Scott have, that might overcome your thinking on the fight night and you might just become an all-out war where tactics do go out the window?
I don't do no thinking, mate. I just train and Dave tells me what to do. I don't do my own thinking. My coach have a game plan and I'll stick to that.
So what is the game plan and what type of fight are you expecting on the night?
I'm expecting a tough, hard fight and I'm going to be prepared for that. Obviously he's going to bring the fight. He might try and move around a few rounds, but we'll see, but eventually we're going to meet head to head.
Eddie brought up the fact that you had your bits and pieces back and forwards with Ted Cheeseman over social media, and people might look at it and think you're overlooking Scott. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case, but is it easy for people to just think that and think maybe he has looked past Scott Fitzgerald?
Some fighters will think that, and some fighters do look ahead, and the fools if they do, because like I said up there, a journeyman can knock you out, mate. It's been done plenty of times. Little gloves, you get caught cold, you're not expecting it, it's all over. So I'd be a fool. I don't look past sparring partners. I show for a spar, fully ready, mentally prepared for a spar, never mind a fight.
Now I do want to ask about Ted. I'm not saying talk about a fight or anything, but simply because of the social media back and forwards. If Ted does go to fight for you, well, he's fighting for European title. If he's successful and picks that up, he said that he sees you as small fry then, and I know I saw you saw the comment. What was your thoughts when you saw that?
He's a deluded man. I don't know why he thinks that he's some sort of world beater because he just beat Byfield over 12 rounds. My granddad beat Byfield. That's the truth.
So, if Ted's successful and he picks up that European belt, how does that change your plan for this year? Your 3 fights, well, how do they change then?
Listen, I'll box Ted next. I just need to take Scott out, doing it in a pressure fashion. I'll box Cheeseman next. If he wins the European title and he knocks out Garcia, I'll be impressed. I'll give him his due, but he might lose the fight. We'll see what happens. All I can do is worry about myself.
Talks about the rest of this Liverpool card. David Price making his return, Tasha Jonas, Robbie Davis Jr. and Joe Hughes, and obviously the main event, Liam Smith and Sam Megginton, both 154s pounders as well.
Yeah, definitely the division's booming. Obviously Liam's a little bit ahead of me. He's looking world titles. I'm looking domestic at the minute, but who knows down the line.
Is that something which you've ever mentioned to Eddie since he joined with Matchroom, that maybe at some point you and Liam could have that fight?
No, because I've got to earn my stripes. I wouldn't disrespect Liam, Kelbrook, these big names, because I haven't earned my stripes yet. I'm still untested. I've shown nothing in the pro ring that I've got the heart, the clever, the endurance, the stamina. I haven't showed it yet. I know I've got it in me, but it's that when I want to show it and then perform at this European level, then I start calling out world title fighters, champions.
Do you feel that it's a case of, because you've had such a brilliant amateur background, that there is that pressure and expectation on you to be jumping in with bigger names and bigger fights a lot sooner than what somebody else who hasn't had the same background in the amateur ranks that you have had?
Yeah, I wanted this fight 6 months ago, mate. I asked for this fight 6 months ago. I would have been a pro just over a year. I'm ready, mate. I don't need holding back. I box journeyman, mate. It's pointless. I get bored in there. So I mean, it's just so easy for me to do what I want, pick up bad habits. I need to be tested. I need to be fighting fighters like Scott, coming out swinging bombs, trying to take me out. That's when you see the best of me.
There was a few things going on in the boxing world as well, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on. Last week we had the official announcement for Amir Khan and Terence Crawford. What were your thoughts on that one and where it leaves Cal Brook?
You know what, it's an hard one because like obviously we all want to see Brook Khan. I'm no different, but Amir Khan's career doesn't revolve around Brook, and Brooks shouldn't around Khan. Brooks put a lot more into it. Brooks like pushing for the fight, working around Khan's schedule, but Khan just doing what he's doing. Khan wants to be world champion, so he's went for the WBO against Crawford, which fair play, mate. Crawford's an animal, so skilled. He's better than Brook, so you can't fault Khan for what he's doing, but it's a shame for Kel.
And to touch on the heavyweight division as well, there's a lot of I'll say a lot of, but nobody really knows what's going on at the minute. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder seems set to have their rematch. Anthony Joshua is left in limbo with his April 13th date at Wembley, mock fight in Madison Square Garden out in New York. What do you make of the whole heavyweight situation, especially with Dillian Whyte coming out saying he's a free agent as well now?
It's madness start with Dillian Whyte. I'm surprised. If Dillian leaves Eddie, I'll be surprised, but you can see where he might be a bit upset because obviously Joshua's the golden boy. He's always going to be in Joshua's shadow, so if he does leave, good luck to him, but it's one of them things. I really like Whyte and I wish him the best.
Eddie said that he's made a good offer to Whyte in his opinion, and if it should be a matter of this is your chance to fight for the world titles and you should just be willing to get in there because if you win you're the golden goose in the division. Do you see it like that you should be willing to take a lesser percentage because of the opportunity at stake?
I would. I might be in this position one day where it's either money or a belt, and I go for the belt because I believe in myself. Obviously Whyte wants to box Joshua. He might get 4 mil, Joshua might get 20, but at the end of the day he's still getting 4 mil. You know what I mean? I'd be happy with 4 million. I'm sure you would, so
I wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd just take the fight, mate, and get paid, win the fight, and then you got all the belts. The world's your oyster.
Well, Anthony, I know you're going to have to shoot off soon. You'll have other people waiting to speak to you. So thanks for being to Boxing Social.
Appreciate it, mate. Good to see you.